Hello, welcome to Lunchtime with Liz. This is the card that I'll be creating with you today. So let me set that aside and I'll just show you what we'll be using. The stamp set that I'll be using is in the annual catalog and it's called Forever Fern. You may have seen other samples done with this. It's been a pretty popular set. It took me a while to purchase it and I just love it. So anyway, this is Forever Fern. Set that aside, and then I'll be using Christmas paper. I'm not making a Christmas card, as you see this here. It's not a Christmas card, but I'm going to use Christmas paper, and I chose that specifically because I want you to realize that even if you buy a pack of paper that may be considered Christmas, it can be used for so much more. It's versatile with the two sides. So this is the paper that I'll be using, is Tidings of Christmas, and it comes in a 6x6 pack. So you have Christmas designs, but if you flip the paper over on the back, there's all these other designs that can be used throughout the year. Okay, so that's Tidings of Christmas. Let's set that aside. The ink colors that I'll be using are Soft Succulent, Evening Evergreen, and Sahara Sand. Sahara Sand is one of those colors that I haven't used a whole lot until recently, and I've discovered that I really like this color. It's a really cool color. Give it a try if you haven't yet, and remember, depending on when you're watching this video, it's going to date this a little bit, but November 16th through the 18th of 2021, the ink pads are on sale for 15% off. So if you're watching during that time, grab yourself some ink pads. Set those aside. I'm also going to be using 2021 to 2023 in color jewels to add a little sparkle to the card. Some dimensionals as always. And then I'm going to need my score blade and the Stampin' Up! Trimmer. It comes with a trimming blade, and then it also comes with a scoring blade. So I'm going to be using that also. All right, and the pieces I'll be using today, I have this is Soft Succulent, and this is 5.5, right? Yeah. Sorry guys, 5.5, yep, 5.5 by 8.5, 5.5 by 8.5. So it's just a standard card base, okay? And then we'll be scoring that, but I'll get to that in a minute. I'll need another piece of Soft Succulent that is 3 by 4.25, and then you'll need Evening Evergreen 2 3/4 by 4. I have 3 pieces of white cardstock. The white is 4 by 5.25. White is also 2.5 by 3 3/4. I have a small piece of white here that's 3/4 inches by 2 3/4 inches. And then I have this piece of pattern paper that's 1 7/8 inches by 5.25. And if you flip it over in the back, it kind of has this Christmassy looking design. Turn it over and it's just stripes. So grab your Christmas papers and get your Christmas cards done. But then when you're finished with those, don't feel like, well, look, I have all this extra paper that you can't use till the following year. Flip it over. Maybe there's something you could use for the rest of the year. Okay, so those are all of our pieces. We're going to get started with scoring and assembling. So when you're going to go ahead and score, make sure you get that cutting blade out of the way, because you definitely don't want to make that mistake. I have done it. Okay, so we're going to take it and we're scoring at 2 1/8 by 4 1/4. So holding it this way, 4 1/4 would be the typical where you're going to score for a card to fold in half like this, okay? So basically then you're going to be doing 2 1/8 because we want to be folding back. So I'm going to do 2 1/8 inch, and then we'll get this out of here. Okay, and I'm going to use my bone folder so we get nice creases. Okay, do that, and then I'm going to fold this back. and crease. Okay, so this is what we have. So it's like this. It's great to find a different way to fold a card that will fit into a typical size envelope, a Stampin' Up! Envelope, but just do something a little bit differently. So that's what you got right there. All right, let's take the inside piece. This is the 4 by 5 1/4. And we're going to grab the Sahara Sand. Again, if this is a color that you haven't used much of, give it a try. There's just little dots. Just going to stamp along the edges. I only want to do the edge. And that's it of that. Actually, I'm just going to leave that open because we're going to use that again. Okay? So that's it of that piece. A little fuzz on there. We're going to center that in here. Okay, and that's your inside. Let's pull that aside and let me grab, let's see. All right, we're going to take this piece here that's 2 1/2 by 3 3/4, and let's open up all of our other ink pads. Remember, we have Soft Succulent and Evening Evergreen. And I'm going to take this leaf here. This is, if you have not seen these before, this is a distinct, it's called Distinctive Stamps. In the catalog, you'll see some places where it says Distinctive Stamp underneath it. Let me see if I can find one for you to show you a minute what it would look like in the catalog. Let's see. Okay, here, let's do this. This is actually, there we go. Perfect. I opened it up to this stamp set. If you look down here on the bottom right corner, it says Distinctive right there. So any of them that say distinctive like that, they come with shading. The way the stamps are made is that they're shading. You have dark areas and light areas. So it's naturally shaded for you. So when you go to stamp it, you're not going to get something that's a solid one color. It's going to have those shading marks for you. Okay. So this is a distinctive stamp set. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that in the Soft Succulent. I'm just going to stamp around the edges. Okay. Do you see how some areas are darker than other areas? I love it. Let's put that aside, and then I'm going to take this here. And we're going to do the darker color. And we'll put a little bit into here. And I'm just stamping around. Okay. Have you tried the distinctive stamps? Have you even noticed those in the catalog? Maybe you haven't even noticed. Go through and check those out. So let's add in these little, you can just leave it like that. But I like just these little dots just kind of bring it all together. Just stamping into the white space. You don't realize how that just adds just a little extra by doing that. All right, that's it. Okay. Move those up a second, and then I'm going to go ahead and layer. Layer this onto the Evening Evergreen piece. Get that centered. And then we're going to put this on the Soft Succulent. And there we have it, okay? Let's go ahead and put this pattern piece will go on here. This whole month of November, also, I just want to let you know, this whole month of November, there is a special for the starter kit, which gives you the benefit of being a demonstrator. And before that panics you, you can be a demonstrator and you could share their products with others and sell the products and endorse them and have classes, or you can just be a happy shopper and you get your discount and just enjoy shopping on your own, and that's fine too. So, but normally the kit is $99 and you choose $125 of product. During the month of November of 2021, the kit is $75. $75, guys, and you still get to choose $125 worth of product. So that's awesome. If you want to talk about that, shoot me a message. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put this down on here. But I want to put dimensionals on the back, but just make sure that you're only putting them on the half, on one half. So I'm really just going to put them down the side so you don't stamp so you don't adhere your card together, right? That would not be so good. I'm going to take all these backings off of here. I'm going to go ahead and put that on here. Okay, and then let's go ahead and stamp our words. Let's see if we can get these straight. What do you think, guys? Even for me, it doesn't always happen, but you know, you do the best you can. All right, I've said this before, but stamping on your white cardstock when you have a white base is really hard to do. So I'm going to slide that off onto the table. It's a little easier to see what I'm doing. All right, there we go. Ta-da! All right, and then what I'm going to do is take my scissors and just give it a little kind of you can leave it the way it is. I'm just going to trim it off this way. And I don't want to put adhesive all the way to the end because I'm going to have it sticking off, so I'm only putting adhesive on maybe 2/3 of it, because then I'm going to have it come off the card, or off the front, I should say. Okay, do you see how it's hanging off the edge here? All right, look at that. Okay, but it's not finished until you have a little bling, right? So I'm going to add some of these little bling pieces. Pick up with the scissors, or you could pick up with the take a tool, whichever you find easier for you. I'm going to add a few gems in here. There are different sizes here. Okay, look at that. And there we go, and we're done. Added a little gems. Your card's not finished, I guess, till you have a few gems on some of your cards, not all of them. But then this is how it is. Open it up, write your little message on there, and you got it. What do you think? Nice? I just want to show you one other card that I made with it. Look at this, with this stamp set. I stamped the words in the center first. These words are from a different stamp set, but I stamped the words in here, and then I put post-it notes across here and then stamped, and I turned it around, put post-it notes and stamped there. So it's single layer. There's not even any layers on it, but it made it I made it to look like there's some layers. But that's just another idea with the same stamp set. So I hope you enjoyed that. Again, the stamp set is called Forever Fern. Check it out. And the other thing is, check out the Sahara Sand ink stamp, the ink color, if you have not yet. Because honestly, it's been around for a while, and it really didn't grow on me. And now I'm like, I've been using it. I've noticed I've been using it a lot lately. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment below, share. I would appreciate that. And that's it. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.